better adjust the screen, hadn't we, so that we can actually be seen properly. There we go. Oh, now we're out of focus. What we're going to do is I'm going to close that again.
Does it refocus? Hello.
Oh, we're out of focus again.
Hasn't
refocused, has it? Oh, that's a pain in the neck, isn't it? That's a pain in the neck. But it can be easily fixed. Because what we do is we do that. No, we don't. We're still out of focus. Oh, how pathetic. How ridiculous.
Not out of focus on here.
Yeah, we are. We're fuzzy
yes,
on
we
there.
are.
We're fuzzy on there. Oh, dear. I don't know how to refocus the camera. It's very frustrating, isn't it? If I do that.
Bear with us.
There we
Bear
go.
with James.
There we go.
So we focus now.
There we go. We're back in
Why is my
focus.
hair all crooked?
Well, I don't know. I didn't do it. Did you do your hair?
Yeah, not very well though.
So, Kel, pre-dinner drinks this is.
Yeah,
We are earlier than the advertised time because we've just realised that...
I was getting hungry, to
Yeah,
be
it's getting
honest,
hungry,
and we
so-
weren't going to have dinner until after this. And I said, I need to eat. And Ella needs to eat. So I bet that's not really any better. Is it?
I don't think anyone's going to really worry about it, to be honest. You've got a thing on the top of your head now.
It's the lockdown chic.
Is it really? Well, I spoke to another couple today, dancing couple. Their lockdown chic, Kelly, was just dressing gowns.
Yeah.
And that was at 3:30 this afternoon.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not? They're not bothering to go out at all today. They're just staying in their dressing gowns.
Cool.
Bless. Yeah, bless. There's nothing wrong with that, I suppose, is there? I've only got changed because I did a workout. Well, I went for a run today, and my knee hurt again. Didn't tell you that, did I?
No.
I got just the same distance again, and my knee hurt, so I had to
Oh.
stop. Very frustrating.
Shame.
Yeah, I know.
So what are we here for?
Pre-dinner drinks, Cal.
Pre-dinner drink.
Pre-dinner drinks.
What are we talking
I haven't got
about?
a drink.
No, we haven't got a drink yet. It's chilling.
Mm.
It's not quite ready.
Yeah.
We
We're here
brought
to
it
just
forward.
have a chat, really, with people. Just if they want to talk to us, ask us any questions. If they're a bit bored at home, they can just listen to us waffling on.
Are they dance-related questions, I presume?
Well, it doesn't have to be dance-related questions. It could be anything, really. Can't it?
Anything?
Anything. I'm not worried.
Wow.
Well, I don't have to answer them, do I?
Nothing too personal.
Because they can message the questions through
Okay.
onto our Facebook pages or whatever. Or WhatsApp, if you want.
I'm cooking. Do you want me to send it over?
Not if you're wearing shorts, Andy. Not if you're wearing shorts.
I hope everybody has been eating well.
Well,
What's for
isn't it?
dinner? Well, we're thinking something naughty.
Let's not talk to them about what we're having for dinner. That is off limits. You're out of focus. You keep faffing about with your hair.
Because it's
You
falling
keep going
out.
you're out of focus again.
It's a nice blur.
You've got a nice
Filter.
little filter. You're in the fog.
I need
and
to
I'm
go
not.
that way, don't I?
Turn your volume down on your phone,
Oh,
please,
yeah,
because I can
sorry.
hear it. Eric Vorm is watching.
Hello.
Hello, Eric. How's the Netherlands? How's the Netherlands? Is that how they say it in the Netherlands?
I don't know.
That was me being a little bit.
I am a host a watch party
Ridiculous,
now. Is that
actually.
okay? Will we
Yeah,
answer
that's
that?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've still got a green light, which is absolutely
I'm
fine.
not going to mess up the internet.
Well, we did the other day, didn't we? Broke it the other day. Didn't work at all. So let's see if we've got anyone asking us any questions. No.
No
No
questions.
one at all. Well, what's for dinner? But we're not answering that
We're
one.
not answering that one.
No. Tell them something funny.
We're
Cal.
going shopping tomorrow, you see, so we don't have much left in the house. Last Saturday, actually, we went shopping.
We did.
So it's due again, really.
I wanted to get some tin tomatoes because we
Can't get any.
we like to have tomato-based things and pastas and all
Lots.
sorts of sauces. So they didn't have any, none at all. Literally, the tin aisle was empty. Nothing at all. Nothing. Not even tinned spam or anything like that. So I thought, okay, well, I'll make some tomato sauce because I've done that before.
But they
it's
won't
quite
let you
easy.
buy enough tomatoes.
Well, let me
to
buy enough
do it.
tomatoes. So it's ridiculous.
So they can't even make
Ridiculous.
tin tomatoes.
Very disappointed.
Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get some, because hopefully now all that panic buying has settled down. Andy Doe says it's sunny, so he's definitely in shorts.
He's got his shorts on, yes.
Definitely in shorts.
Yes.
Apparently I look gorgeous.
I know. I think you look gorgeous. I always think you
Yeah,
look gorgeous.
no, I'm not feeling it.
No.
I'm not feeling the
I'm
lockdown
happy-
chic.
I'm happy with the screen actually because it's like I'm kind of in the centre. I want to make it. Oh, hello. What's Doris doing?
Oh, hello, Doris. That's our cat.
Don't scratch it, Doris.
Oh, it's only
It's because
IKEA.
it's in a different position. She's surprised. She doesn't quite
Yeah.
understand what's going on.
She likes to look at the birds outside. Which is part of the reason
There we
why
go.
I don't let her out, because
Mm.
I'm worried she's going to kill birds. She's a killer, I think.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think she is. Yeah. Julie Harris.
Julie Harris says, I think you should get a drink. I hate drinking alone. I like drinking alone.
You just like being alone, to be honest. Left alone. No, rephrase that. You like to be left alone when you're drinking.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I do like drinking with people as well. It's more social, isn't it?
Mm.
But I understand what you mean.
Yeah. So what have you done today, Kelly? What did you do this morning, Kel?
Oh, I did that silly little lockdown work.
Oh, it's silly, is it?
I'm only kidding.
Silly, is it?
It's easy to get a rise out of him, isn't there? Isn't it?
I'm
Don't.
not saying a word.
Straight away, as soon as I said it, I thought, no, I
I'm
shouldn't
not
say
saying
that.
a word. But
It's,
you're quite right.
it's easy to
You're
wind
quite
you
right.
up.
Yes, it is easy to wind. No, not really.
It is.
Well,
It is easy to wind you up.
Sometimes.
So yeah, I did that workout. And actually, yeah, I'm feeling it a little bit. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Diane House said she did it twice the
She
other
told
day.
me she did it
Did
twice.
it twice.
Yeah, except the quick step.
Yeah, I can't believe actually she's waiting. Well, she's waiting until we're not actually there to witness it or verify it to tell us she did it twice. Because I don't quite. If I'm honest, I don't
You
believe
don't believe
I don't
her?
believe her.
I don't
Because,
think she'd lie.
but-
Why
but-
would she lie about it?
But how much effort did she put in?
We don't know.
Could be like this.
Maybe we could get you filming
could do that.
yourselves doing
We
it.
should do a group. Well, that's like a Zoom thing, isn't
Some
it?
people are already sending us photographs actually, and I quite like that, seeing photographs of you doing the workout.
If
so
you give us permission, we'll share it.
if you give us permission, we'll share those. We'll perhaps create...
Margaret sent us a video today.
Oh, did she?
She has, yeah. I haven't uploaded it
Yeah.
yet. I'll upload it a bit later onto Facebook of her doing the workout, and it's
Yeah.
spot what she's. Yeah, just see if you can spot the deliberate mistake.
So with anyone's permission, let us know if we have your permission. We'll share those photographs or videos, whatever you've got, of the workout, because it's just a bit of fun.
It is. No one's asking us any questions at all.
You have 11 now. We have 11 now. We have 11 cans. Right, okay. I wasn't reading that very well, sorry. They have 11 cans.
It's not one of your.
Reading.
Not one of your top skills.
Not
is
one
it?
of my skills.
No.
That's nice, isn't it? Bought 3 weeks ago from Costco. Yeah, we haven't actually tried Costco, to be honest. We've just tried our local supermarkets.
We should perhaps, but they only have things in bulk generally. That's the thing. I don't
Yeah,
want to buy things in
we
bulk.
don't have a lot of space for storage, so if we could just get 4 cans in a pack or 6, that will tide us over for a little while anyway.
I've had a message on. I've shared this on my page as well. James Taplin has said, "Why is the picture on the floor?"
Oh, well,
It's
this
not.
one.
It's not on the floor, James.
This was
And the camera, if you turn it around the other way, it's just a different camera. The settings, you just change the settings.
This one's supposed to be for a topic of discussion.
We're gonna have a little chat about it. There's a bit of a
It's
reflection. Isn't it?
reflection. I can't talk.
It's reflecting.
It's reflecting a little bit. That's because we're on a bit earlier than normal, aren't
Yeah,
we?
it's too much light.
I can't work out which way to. There we
That's
go.
fine. It's still a reflection though.
Shall I hold it up a bit closer?
No, because it'll go out of focus, won't it?
No, it's not. It's
Okay.
perfectly in focus.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone can read that at the bottom, but it says Grevi in Chianti. Grevi?
Yeah, Grevi.
Our Italian friends will be able to tell us how to pronounce it better.
Yeah.
It's somewhere where we visited.
See, now we've gone out of focus. I told you. Oh, we're back.
We're back. We
Okay,
should
all right.
calm
Okay,
down.
okay.
So we're going to talk about that later. So if you've got a question about it, ask it. You're supposed to be asking us questions, people.
And it's supposed to be pre-dinner drinks, to be honest.
Really enjoyed Jessica Matteo on Sunday, but couldn't persuade my hubby to join in. That's a shame.
That's a shame.
Especially when you're at home. Who cares?
No one's watching.
No one's watching.
No. They're doing it again this Sunday, so don't forget
Yeah,
to tune
they're
in.
going to do it every Sunday.
Mm.
That's the plan, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Every
That is the
Sunday.
plan. Yep, that's the plan. They're not as crazy as us and trying to do something every day.
Oh, we're only doing a workout.
Who's doing the workout tomorrow morning, Kel?
Not me.
I think we should put it to a vote. I think we should put a little Facebook poll on and see who you'd like to see, me or Kelly. Me or Kelly. Oh, apparently it's the absolute beginners class due in half an hour.
That's not.
Yeah, no,
That would be
definitely
our
not.
typical Friday
Yeah,
night.
definitely not. Yeah, such a shame. And Duncan thought I was going to get rid of that thing on the back there. No.
He thought you were going to
Why
get
would I
rid
get
of it.
rid of it? The Mighty Saints. Why would I get rid of the Mighty Saints? Not so mighty, I appreciate in 17-18 season. 18-19 in fact. But no, I'm not getting rid of it. I'm very proud of the team I support, where I'm from.
He's Southampton born and bred.
Yeah,
you know.
very proud.
It's, you know.
Very proud. And I'm English all the time. I'm not sometimes English or sometimes Welsh either. Duncan. Or sometimes from the south of England or sometimes from Liverpool, you know. I'm from Southampton. I'm from England all the time, forever and always. Planet Earth.
Oh, I'm glad I don't get wound up by the sporting discussions.
What can people do these days? Because there isn't any sport to get wound up about, is there?
No, I suppose not. But,
So,
you know, you fans all get a bit wound up.
You fans?
You fans, yeah.
You get wound up, though, about Escape to the Chateau.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Wound up.
You get wound up about it.
How?
That's the one. That's a show where they renovate it, isn't it?
Yeah, they get a chateau and they renovate it. What's that got?
Well, that's what you sit there on the edge of your seat. What are they going to do? I can't believe they've knocked that wall down.
No, I don't.
You
I
do.
don't know what he's talking about.
That's where you get passionate.
No. I just enjoy it. I find it interesting.
What did Linda Bloomer say?
I've not been able to do them today, but we'll be doing the routine later.
Good.
Well, it's all recorded and available, so you can do it any time,
absolutely
really,
right.
can't you?
Absolutely right.
At your leisure.
Yeah, we should. No, it would be cruel if we didn't allow it to be live afterwards.
What do you mean?
Well, what you can do is, of course, you can not upload the film after you've seen it.
Oh no, I think.
But we'll do
yeah.
it. We'll do it. Who's waving at us? Angela Ellis is waving.
Everybody's waving, but I
Paul
have
Wilson in
back.
Sweden.
Hello.
Hello, Paul Wilson in Sweden. Katie Brown, aka Katie.
AKA something else.
Yeah. She's probably sat in front of her phone.
I bet
or whatever,
she's got
like
her drinks.
She will have a drink with her shirt over her head.
Yeah.
Won't she?
What are you drinking, Katie?
Do you think anything will be cold enough yet?
It might be.
You're going to leave me on my own with these people?
Can you be trusted?
All 15 of them. All 15 people are watching us.
We're waiting for questions as well.
Yeah.
I think that was supposed to be the idea, wasn't it? You ask us questions about stuff. We don't really have anything to talk about.
But we're very good at filling time with nonsense. Especially
well,
me. Yeah, especially me.
I'm not.
Well, I have to do that when we have our cabarets at the studio, don't I? Because they'll go and get changed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll often have to be standing there waffling for ages.
You're good at waffling. Sometimes it's irritating though.
I don't waffle at home though, do I?
No, you're very quiet at home actually.
And not being facetious, are you?
No,
Genuinely,
no, he's very quiet at home.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even know he's here.
Because I'm not allowed to speak, you see.
Oh, don't be silly.
Emmanuel Valeri.
Hello.
Hello there. What are you doing? Where are you? Denmark or Italy?
Denmark.
Why don't you wave at these people?
I could, couldn't I? Send a wave, send a wave, send a wave, send a wave.
That sounded a bit like Enya. Send a wave, send a wave, send a wave.
But that's not what she said.
No? Go and get me a drink. Please.
Oh, we've got 19.
19. Let's see if we can make it to 25.
They're going to leave soon, aren't
They realise there's nothing to see. Nothing to see at all. Seriously, 21. We're jumping up.
Jumping up in the queue.
Wave at us. If you've just joined, wave so that we know you're here and who you are.
And you're actually still listening.
Yeah. There's 7 people watching on my podcast.
I said I sent a wave and then it goes away. It doesn't...
Goes away,
Go
and give me a drink,
it's really
please.
irritating.
Can I have a drink, please?
There's also comments on here, I think.
Could I have a drink, please? Is that Lynn Mariner as well?
Yeah.
What colour are those walls?
Where's
Blue?
the champagne? What colour are those walls? Blue or grey? It's a bluey grey. It's what's it called? Farrenball. I don't know how to pronounce it. Denimes, which is a French place, I believe.
A place in
it's
France.
quite dark, but it's quite nice in here because I don't know. It just is. It seems to work.
We've got a dark carpet as well, dark furniture.
But the rest of the house is quite light.
Yeah. So
but Farrenball Denimes. Denimes. How do you say that in French?
Den.
De space.
Oh yeah.
Nimes.
Denimes.
Denimes. There you go.
Denimes.
That's what it's called.
That's
Denim? No, not denim. Denimes. I think
denim.
it's a place in France.
Someone look it up.
Look it up. Google
Denimes.
it. Google it. Yeah.
Kelly.
Yes.
Drinks.
Think they'll be ready now?
You could try.
Okay.
You could try.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Shall I start explaining the picture?
I might not come back. Hello, and thanks for all you're doing.
Well, you're welcome, Rob.
That's nice. I think James likes his own voice. We know that.
That's not true.
What is your favourite figure to dance? It's actually a sensible question. Come in.
What's my favourite figure to dance? Favourite figure?
We are leave now for an evening walk. Thanks for entertaining us. Oh, they're going for an evening walk
Jeff
rather
and
than
Karen?
listen to us waffle.
Have a nice... Well, they can still... They'll have Wi-Fi. They'll have their phone signal, won't they?
Ah.
Don't they? They can still take their phone with them.
Right, I'm going to go get...
And I don't like the sound of my own voice at all, Linda, actually. You might think that that would be the case, but it's not, actually. It's not. So, this picture. People wanted to know about it. James tapped and said, why is it on the floor? It was on the floor. Oh no, let's go back to the question, actually. We had a question. I'll wait till Kelly's back for that. My favourite figure to dance. Well, I don't really have one, if I'm honest, because I've got a favourite dance or a favourite group of steps, I suppose, that I like to dance. Generally, it's the easy ones, but mostly foxtrot, if I'm honest. Feather step, quick open reverse, extended weave, feather finish, syncopated three-step. Yeah, it's some sort of checking action to an oversway in the corner. It's very nice, actually. It's close to the beginning of our competitive routine, which was really super duper, really nice and easy and fluid and flowing, and it just feels really nice to dance. Oh, I think it's cold enough. I heard a massive, great pop. Yeah. So that's my favourite figure to dance, I suppose. Oh no, don't want that. Don't want that. What was another question? What colour of the wall have you done that one? We've lost people now. We had 16, now we've gone down. We had 21, we've gone down to 16. How about explaining the whiplash? I'd have to show that. Step for you, really, because it's very difficult to explain it in words. Basically, it's an action that starts in promenade and you swish the lady around quite quickly. So it's the whiplashing action of the head action for the lady. Really, it's nothing for the man. We don't really do anything. We just kind of stand there and just shake the lady. But it's something that the lady has to do. No, you haven't covered that in the beginners yet, Rob. No, definitely not. And I don't think you ever will cover the whiplash in a beginners class. Definitely not, because it's a bit more fancy than that. Something we might do in an improvers class, though. To be honest, I think we may have done it a little while ago. Hello, back. Oh, that's a different kind of colour. Where's that colour?
This is the...
Did we bring this back from holiday?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we got this one from South Africa.
Yeah, before we realised that the money was going to run out.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Stellenbosch, if you've ever been to South Africa,
I better have
you'll
it,
know where it is because it's quite famous.
It's very yellowy. Can anyone see that? It's
It
very
doesn't
yellowy.
look very yellowy in that,
No, it doesn't, does it?
But it is quite yellowy.
It's got lots of bubbles.
It's nice.
We're slowly but surely emptying all of the wine that we had in our... We had a little wine fridge.
In our little
kitchen
wine
dump.
fridge where I do
Yeah,
do
in
the
front
workout.
of the workout.
In front of the workout?
In front of the workout. Yeah, in front of the workout.
You mean in front of
In front of the fridge,
fridge.
where you do the workout. That's what I meant.
Yeah, so this one's the Jordan wine one, Angela, from Jordan's, which was a really lovely afternoon that we spent there tasting upon recommendation from you. And we're very lucky to be able to get in because we didn't book it.
We just rocks up, didn't we? We rocked up and said, "Do you know who we are?"
So yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend going to South Africa. It was wonderful.
Yeah, if you've never been, it's awesome, to be honest.
And visiting the wineries there, really, really, really nice. Really beautiful. Gardens and everything, really lovely. Where did you steal your glasses from? what do you mean?
Said that?
What do you think? We stole them off a cruise ship or something? We didn't.
We're not like that. We're not from. I wasn't going to say that actually. No, I bought these in a presentation pack.
These are little Bollinger ones.
Yeah.
James once bought a bottle of Bollinger and they came with it, I think from Costco.
It was on special offer.
Yeah, but they're
So
nice
it came with
glasses.
nice
It's a
glasses.
nice shape and it's really hard to get a glass that shape.
Tulip, isn't it?
I think it's called a tulip glass.
Someone will tell
No,
us.
wouldn't
it's not.
that be the one where it has a little lip that goes out? Angela will be able to tell us.
Sister Sarah's joined. Hello, Sister Sarah.
Eileen, Trevor.
Eileen.
Hello.
Come on, Eileen's joined. Trevor Johnson's joined. Hello. Got to 23 now, Kel. We're doing really
We
well.
haven't covered those steps in absolute
I've done
beginners.
that. I did
Oh,
that
you've
with
talked
Rob.
about
Yeah,
that.
I talked
Okay.
about that when you were getting us a drink.
How about explaining the whiplash?
Well, I said that maybe that's something that you could talk about because it's more of a lady's step, isn't it? I said we'd have to demonstrate it.
No, I
physically,
couldn't
really,
talk
rather than-
about it without actually doing it.
Not after the last time. Not allowed to talk about it, are you? After the last time.
Dramatic or traumatic.
Yes. Just how much wine do you consume in a day?
In a day?
Well, it depends what time we start, Peter. I mean, if we start early, then it's easy for us to get through a few bottles.
We're drinking a little more than we should be at the moment. Of course.
Hello, Ella.
But not
Say-
during the day.
Say hello, world.
Mummy,
Yes.
can I have a snack?
We're going to have dinner soon.
We're gonna have
We're having
to-
pre-dinner drinks, Ella. Where's yours?
I don't have one.
Oh, what do you want for a pre-dinner drink?
You know,
What would you like? Tell me. What I have? Well, I drink nice still water. What do I have now? I don't know what I've got. What have I got? What do you want? It is apple juice. It is. It's fizzy apple juice. It is actually, yes.
Apple
You-
juice.
No, Ella.
Grape juice.
No. No. Absolutely not.
What?
Please don't beat me up on camera.
Absolutely not what?
She wants some champagne.
Wait till we're not on camera.
Wait till no one's watching.
no, I mean, you get some in my own glass, and then I'll drink it downstairs.
Maybe later. Okay? You're being watched. You're being
I'm just looking through at the questions if there's anything else we've missed.
Unfortunately, I don't think everything comes up or shows up like real time.
There's some questions that we've missed actually.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Right, so we've got one here from Margaret Latter. I have a question. Where does a chassis come in the samba? Margaret, it's in your routine. So just before you
I'll
do
come
your
down in a few
natural
minutes,
roll,
okay?
you do a chassé. You do some whisks, you do 3 whisks, and then after the whisk you do a chassé to your right to my left. There's your chassé. So there's another question I'm going to ask you. What constitutes a chassé? What is a chassé? Answers on a postcard on the Facebook. Oh, Kelly, you've got to tell Diane House what your favourite figure to dance is.
Okay. 100% Chardonnay. Yes, I think so, Ange. I think it's a Blanc de Blanc.
It is a Blanc.
I'm pretty sure that's what you mean, isn't it? Yeah. 1 case of wine. Hello. Okay. My favourite figure.
Mine. Is it not mine?
Dear.
No? Okay, maybe not.
I'm not sure I can answer that straight away. I'll have to think about it. I don't think I have a favourite in particular.
Do you want to know what I said?
Yes.
I said I don't really have a figure specifically, but I have a group of figures.
Right.
So I really do quite like dancing the beginning of our foxtrot.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's, for us, it's just really easy and it just feels so beautifully melodic and just lovely. It just feels lovely. Smooth, sophisticated, much like myself.
I'm really not sure.
What, with what I just said? You weren't listening to me, were you?
No, I was. Yeah. Well, why wouldn't I be?
You missed the last comment where I said smooth, sophisticated, just like me.
Oh yeah, well, I was thinking about figures. I'll have to think about that and come back to you. I don't know what Angela's talking about now. The bit that holds
the car
together.
the chassis. That's a chassis, which is CHASSIS.
We're talking
about a chassé, which is a French spelling. Chassé. That's French for chassé, which is CHASSE with a thingamajig on it. Now, Margaret said it's a cyclo-side. Yes, that's a chassé, a cyclo-side. You do that in your samba, Margaret, across the short side. Your first short side in samba.
James sounds quite
2
cross.
years. 2 years she's been doing those
You
routines.
sound quite cross.
Oh, you wait till I get hold of her again. You wait. You wait, Margaret. You wait. Anyone else? Come on. Chop, chop.
Chop chop.
Richard Blatchford all the way from America, tuned in.
Hello.
Chris Roma all the way from Totten. Thank you for
So
joining
fun.
in. Thank you for joining in for pre-dinner drinks with us.
Okay.
Now, if you're in a different part of the world, of course, I appreciate it's not quite dinner time necessarily. In America now, it might be just lunchtime.
Okay. We thought you were going to be at 7:30. Yes, we moved it forwards because it was getting late. We thought for dinner.
Tell Alan the real reason.
Because Ella's hungry.
Ella's hungry and she refused to eat late. She didn't want to eat late tonight.
She's the boss.
So we gave her an option of what she wanted to do, and she wants to eat early.
So we thought we'd bring it forward a little. Because actually 7:30 might be when a lot of you are actually eating.
What's the most embarrassing incident you have experienced on the competitive dance floor?
Embarrassing, James fell over once.
That's not embarrassing.
It was for me. I didn't like it. He just disappeared.
Where was that?
Frimley. It was
Don't
quite
even-
early
don't
on.
remember.
Quite early. I think it was
don't
probably
even remember.
probably in our first year of dancing together.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Or second year anyway, and we're doing a quick step, and I remember you just slipped. It can be quite slippery there, can't it?
Well, not
slip.
anymore. Don't run comps there anymore.
No, not anymore. And you were just gone. And then you rolled on your back, you kicked your legs like this, and then you came back up.
Well, it wasn't
So
embarrassing.
you made it quite comical, but I felt a little bit embarrassed.
My most embarrassing moment was probably when I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
When I had a new partner and I had some shocking results. And I'd gone from being kind of up there and then suddenly I was, literally off the chart down there somewhere. That was pretty embarrassing. I do remember going home crying in the car.
Oh.
I don't think I danced with her again.
Oh.
After that. Then we did 2 or 3 comps and that was it. We were done.
Oh dear.
Then I got another partner and did much better. Yeah, quite
Please
embarrassing.
suggest a dance challenge for Diane's great absolute beginners class when we are allowed back, which we can demo at the next social. Diane loves a challenge.
You think that I love to challenge as well by teaching and having Diane as part of our team, so that's quite a challenge.
We'll have to think about that, won't we?
We will have to think about that. Reserve that one.
Reserve it.
Now, Peter Maisie says, when we start again, are we going back to the beginning of the year? Now, Peter, I've really no idea.
Or carry on where we left off.
I really don't
I think
know.
it depends when we actually get to start again.
Some people, of course, will remember what they've done. Some people will come to class and will forget everything they've done, ever. So we might have to start again. So we really don't know, Peter. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, I mean, we know that you're pretty on the ball and you practice a lot, so you don't forget much. But some other people aren't quite as able to practice at home, perhaps, or just don't bother.
Like me.
Kelly doesn't bother. I had to run through the moves this morning with Kelly for the exercise. She didn't know what she was doing.
I didn't know.
I had to run through it with you though quickly.
No, you didn't.
I was there
Oh, he
helping
lies.
you with your arms,
He lies.
getting you
all
moving
the
through your
time.
joints.
I really don't like you sometimes. You're very lucky.
Bothered. Why can't?
We're not seriously having an argument, but he is lying. Just so you know.
Okay. So
Why can't I remember the foxtrot 3-step footwork? I think it's a heel, 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 toe, toe, heel. But Diane can't make me remember it.
Alan, have you got 3 legs? Because that would give you the impression that you've got 3 legs. Because you can't do a heel, then a heel, heel.
Heel, heel, toe, toe, heel.
Yeah. So the easiest way to remember a 3-step footwork, and actually generally speaking, the footwork in general in a foxtrot, 3 steps a little bit tricky, I suppose. I don't think of a heel, heel, toe ever. I think of heel, heel, slide.
Ooh,
That's 3 steps.
I've never thought about that. I just do it correctly.
It's different for you because you're on a higher heel. All right. So, and I do a relatively decent foxtrot. My leg action's half decent. So bear with me on this one, Kelly.
Yeah, I
bear
do.
with me.
Oh, I know. You're
Bear
pretty
with
good.
me.
You're all right, you. You're all right.
Heel, heel, slide your foot. So heel of left, heel of right, slide your left. That's all I do. And slide it out as far as you
And
can.
then
in
you'll
front of
probably
you.
do the correct thing, won't
You
you?
will do the correct footwork, yeah. Because a toe action, a rise action comes out of the foot unless you're doing something on the spot. So when you're travelling, rise comes as you leave a foot, and the way the foot is designed, as it hits the ground, your foot does that. Now, naturally, as your weight rolls through the foot, it naturally peels the heel off the floor. Now, it's up to you then whether you accentuate that rise. Now, in foxtrot, we don't want to do that, of course, because it's a flatter dance. There's not as much rise as there would be in a waltz, for instance. So you just do a heel, and then do another heel, and as your weight goes through your foot, it produces the action that you need, like this, and you just slide the other foot in front of you, and it works quite beautifully. Quite beautiful. That's all you need to think about. That's it. I think we're done now, aren't we? Questions? Prime to Dine House.
Who thinks they are the best dancer in the partnership?
It's a team. It's a partnership. I can't do what Kelly does, and she can't do what I do. So it's a partnership. Without me, she is nothing. Without her, I am nothing.
Oh,
So we are a partnership.
that's quite sweet.
Simple as that. However, I do have more stamina and endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the engine room. I'm the engine room. But you're the soft furnishings.
Only if I'm not doing anything.
I am more of an engine room. When we were
Hang on a
competing,
minute.
hang on, I'm going to explain on this. I'm sorry. Hello. What are you after?
She's after
What do
champagne.
you want? What do you want?
Yes, darling. I'm trying to see your little face. What, you've been spitting or something?
Look at the way she's posing.
I know.
She's ridiculous. Ella,
Full of
strike a
attitude.
pose. Strike a pose.
She's going to drag me away. Can I leave you with them for a moment while I sort her out?
Just for a moment, yeah.
Okay. She just
You could
wants
sort out the food as well.
No, you need to do that.
Oh, okay. All right,
Where's
go.
your phone? Have you got your phone?
Yes. Ella, what? Okay, you go and sort her out for a second. I'll explain this thing I was going to talk about when we were competing.
I'll be fair.
No, I was going to be fair. No, it's to be fair. It's the arousal scale.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I
You
like
just
it. I like to say about the arousal. So, in psychology, I'm not a psychologist and I haven't studied it, but one of our teachers talked to us about it. So there's a thing called the arousal scale, and it's something to do with energy levels, I guess, and how you are as a person. Now, on an arousal scale, I was quite high. So let's say I was like a 7 out of 10, whereas Kelly was like a minus 7. So Kelly's naturally relatively shy and introverted, whereas I'm naturally relatively extroverted. However, I don't like crowds and I don't like to be in front of people and all the centre of attention. And I know many of you will say that's a load of rubbish, but it is very absolutely true. So when I'm doing my job, when I'm teaching and I'm doing this, I'm very happy to be the centre and talk to you and be the focal point. However, if I'm not doing my job, I'm not doing this, I'm very happy, as Kelly said earlier actually, I'm very quiet at home. If I go to a party, I'm very, very much happier at the back of the room watching everyone else enjoy themselves. Doesn't mean I'm not enjoying myself. I just don't like to be in the centre of attention when I don't have to be. So when I do a class or a lesson, it's absolutely fine. When I'm competing, absolutely. When I'm competing or doing a show, but outside of that, not at all. So I was quite highly aroused. Kelly was not. So hence why I'm always quite in a comp. Especially, I was always very full of energy, attacking. Kelly would almost be shying away from that. So when it got tougher, she'd shrink a little bit and I would grow a little bit, so to speak. So what we had to do, we had to work on bringing our scale to meet. So I had to ease off of my energies and Kelly had to increase her energies. So that's how we met in the middle in the arousal scale, which is interesting. So yeah, I was always very much more go for it, and not to suggest Kelly wasn't going for it, of course, but she had to increase her arousal. Tremendous, isn't it? So Linda Bloomer, my husband and I are both equal, but he knows who the boss is. Yeah, he does, because he's in charge. Of course, Linda, of course. And it's got to be easier for men in flat shoes than us in heels. I suppose so to a certain degree, but if you keep your body weight forward, it's fine. If you take your body weight backwards, then you're in trouble, because then you're balancing on a tiny little heel like that, you see. But if you keep your weight forward, then you've got a whole big body to support you on. I appreciate Latin's a little bit different. But you always wear heels anyway. If you only ever wore flat shoes and then wore heels to dance, it would be strange, I guess. But typically, most ladies wear heels, don't they? Typically. And maybe some men do. I mean, maybe. Maybe I wear heels every now and then. Ella's ballet class yesterday went wonderfully. She looked fabulous. So, yeah, we might share some pictures of her posture, actually, which was tremendous, on our Facebook page, actually. It might be a good idea. Was there any more questions? Let's have a look. No. Kelly does what I do, but backwards and in high heels. Except when she's going forwards.
I'm back.
Hello back. There were a couple of questions on there, but no, there weren't any questions on there. I've explained all about the arousal scale. I can talk about penetration as well if you
Oh,
want.
for goodness sake. You're so ridiculous. Honestly.
Of weight, Kel. Penetration
this
of weight.
is why everyone feels sorry for me.
I think you'll find that people think you're a very lucky girl.
I think they find you're a very
What,
lucky boy.
if anything, do you miss about no longer competing? Absolutely everything about it. No, the only thing I don't miss is spending £1,000 a week, sometimes maybe more, on private lessons. Don't miss that.
Yeah.
Don't miss that.
I think that is the big bonus of not competing, is that suddenly you have a little bit of money to spend on things that before you just didn't have any money to spend on anything. So include like clothes, everything. Everything was just a no-go.
We had no money when we were competing.
So
even less money than we've got at the moment.
suddenly, suddenly you've got a little bit of freedom. But yeah, I mean, to be honest though, I think we miss everything about competing. It is really a nice thing to be able to do. It's very difficult, of course. It's very hard, but
nothing can compare to it. Actually,
nothing replaces it.
Nothing replaces it at all. And you have that in all walks of many walks of life. People who excel or push themselves to a very high level in a certain discipline, when they retire from the competitive aspect of that, there's many people have big problems because of the great big void that's left in your life. It's very difficult, and some people struggle. I mean, you struggle, don't you? You struggle. Do you still struggle?
Yeah, I think it's left a massive hole in my life because I've danced since I was little as well and competed since I was little. And it's something that obviously you grow up, you go through being a teenager, doing it, young adult, moving out of home, moving to a new city, then moving to another country. In my case, with dancing always being there, or competing always being there. Dancing's still there, but the competing side of it. And then suddenly you're not doing it. So it can leave you feeling a little bit lost about what to do with yourself. And I've definitely felt that and still feel that now, even though we've been out of it for quite some time now. Yeah. And even though I'm busy, like we've got a young child who's, she has a lot of needs, school and all that sort of thing. So she's number one priority. We have a small business, which obviously takes up a lot of energy as well. And I have tried to fill that hole with other little things, but nothing really sticks. So it's hard, I think, to give myself the commitment to something else that I did with competing. Not that I necessarily want to give it the same commitment, because then it would take up all my time again. But to replace a little bit of that hole with something would be nice. Which is why someone asked about a hobby last time, didn't they? And that's what I need. I need a hobby. But I don't seem to have time for one, apart from maybe now.
But a hobby wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't be the same.
It would never be the same buzz as you get by doing comp.
No.
We miss the exercise program we're doing at the moment in the mornings is to replicate what we used to call a 5 straight, which was 5 dances.
But it's still not as hard as that.
Not as hard as that. No, it's similar sort of energy level output ish.
No, it's not.
Similar.
No, it's not. I'm surprised you're saying that.
It's similar. It's similar in that you've got a slow dance and you've got some static actions.
Yes, but it's very much.
It's nothing. You can't replicate it. But I miss doing those. I remember doing it in Australia. We went to Australia for the Australian Championships, and the day we arrived, we did a 5 straight in our coach's studio in 36 degrees of heat without any air conditioning, and we did 4. Was it 4 on the trot?
I think so.
4 lots of like 40 dances we did, and the last one, I dying on my feet. I remember sitting on the plastic chair like we've got at the studio in Fareham, and getting up, and literally I was sat in a puddle. He
sweated so much there was a puddle left on the chair.
And
you would have thought he'd wet himself. That's
good excuse really. But those things I miss terribly. I miss that. I miss pushing myself to the point of no return and nearly killing myself in feel. I'm obviously not literally, but I miss that terribly, and I miss getting out on the dance floor and competing against people. I miss it. I miss getting out there and having the opportunity to prove ourselves against other people. You just can't replace it. I don't think anyone really will honestly say that they accept it. They don't miss it at all. Some people might do, but I think they're lying. And if
I
they
don't
are
know,
if they are genuinely saying that, they weren't loving it in the first place.
Well, yeah, so probably. I think it's quite personal and means different things to different people. But yeah, I think I miss everything about it.
We've tried to make a comeback a couple of times, actually.
We thought about it.
We did think about it. And
we did seriously think
we
about
seriously
it.
thought about it, and then I
Yeah.
did my shoulder. And then, so it's done. So I don't think I'll ever have the same shoulder line ever again, which is quite disappointing. Yeah, there we go. Do I enjoy teaching do you enjoy teaching your students? Sometimes, Linda, sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. It's like any job, I suppose. You wake up in the morning and some days you feel better about it than others. But we are blessed that we have a job that we haven't got to work outside in the temperatures, all the different temperatures. We haven't got to deal with.
We're not stuck in front of a screen
No,
all day.
it's not something we're active.
Although
we're up and about.
sometimes you are behind the
Well,
scenes.
that's true, but no, we're quite lucky. We're quite lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we do enjoy it, don't we? Especially, I think, obviously with Dizzyfeet, we've always tried to make things quite fun and relaxed and not too serious. Especially in classes. I mean, private lessons are different, and everybody wants something different out of a private lesson, which is fine because some people want to take it more seriously and get more out of it. But in a class, group classes like beginners especially, you want to keep it fun and light, and that's always nice. I suppose for me, the only thing is, if I'm having a bad day in terms of feeling quite down about something, having to go into teach a class and try and be upbeat and try and be happy can be challenging when you're not feeling it yourself. And that's not a reflection on the students, because the students are lovely most of the time. I think there's been the odd occasion where people haven't been quite so agreeable, but generally everyone's really lovely. So that can one lighten your mood, but initially when you come in you sort of think, when you're not feeling so great yourself, that can be quite a hurdle to overcome at first. But yeah, we are lucky because everyone's quite nice, aren't they? Mostly.
Most of our people are lovely, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we lost? Have we got no more questions now? Have we answered them all?
We should talk about this picture, Kel.
The picture.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to know about the picture that we showed earlier?
Is that the one?
Yes. So I'll show you again, just for the fun of it. I don't know why we're showing you pictures of artwork, but I can't quite get my head around this. This is in Italy. I don't know why I'm shouting. And it's a place we visited on our first holiday there, wasn't it?
It was.
And then we loved it so much we went twice.
We did.
So we decided to drive to Italy.
We did.
We decided to drive to Tuscany, which took us a few days. And on the way we found this place. The first time we went, we didn't book anywhere. We just decided to drive.
Well, we had a final destination booked.
Yeah, we had the final destination booked, which was in Tuscany. It was on a winery.
It was on an offer on Secret Escapes.
Yes, right, yes.
And I'd just come back from Nigeria, and I'd had enough of spending 2 weeks in Nigeria with a megalomaniac, and I felt like I needed a holiday. So she'd paid me handsomely, so I thought, blow it, let's go on holiday. So I booked this this winery, and said, I booked a winery. What? She wasn't very happy about it to start with. How are we going to get there? I said, we're just going to drive.
Which I wasn't happy about.
She wasn't happy about.
But it turned out to be really lovely, didn't it?
And the best bit actually was the drive, to be fair, because we found things. Yeah.
So it was the first time, and Ella was only 1.
She was.
She just turned 1, and we went, and we drove through France, we had a bit of a funny story about that. That's another story.
I'll tell you that in a second.
Yeah.
I've just got to. Sorry, interrupt you. I'm sorry. If you're still there, Russell, Janice, I'm very sorry. I wasn't ignoring you, just that you were on another screen and I didn't see your messages come through. I'm very sorry. So we ignored you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? We still love you. Just
a little bit.
We still love you. Carry on.
Anyway, I can't remember what I was saying now.
Well,
but anyway, so
we
drove through lots of different lovely places. We had a funny story which James is going to tell you about in France. But we got to Italy, and I don't know, we were just bored one day and we drove to this little market place.
Up the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, up the road.
Yeah, and had some lunch there as you do, drove back. And then we went there again the following year because we loved it so much. And we decided to go to this place again. And whilst we were there was this lovely little art shop, and this nice little painting was in there. So we thought, let's get that. Take it back with
so
us.
what we've been trying to do actually since then is every time we go somewhere, just try and get an original piece of artwork from somewhere. So to build up a collection of little
as opposed to
artworks.
buying prints of things and stuff like that.
Just trying
So
that's the idea.
yeah.
So the funny story is that we like a drink, we like a bit of wine, and the famous
And food. Nice food.
And one of the most famous places in the capital of Burgundy. Is it Burgundy? Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Burgundy.
Is it the capital?
The
Someone will be
capital
able
of
to tell us.
Burgundy for wine is a place called Beaune.
Bone.
So when we were leaving when we left Tuscany, we left near
Italy,
Florence. We thought we would go to Beaune. So we had one last stop, didn't we, in Turin.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Turin, and then from Turin we decided that we would pop Beaune into the sat nav, drive to Beaune, and so we popped it in the sat nav, and so it wasn't too far, like 300 miles or something like that. So we got up, late morning, and headed off to Beaune, and we're getting closer all the time, which is tremendous, and we're looking around and thinking, this doesn't look very much like wine country. There's no signs for
We couldn't see any
wineries,
vineyards. We're thinking,
no vineyards. or
where are
anything
the
like that.
vineyards? All that
Anyway,
sort
we're
of thing.
thinking, well, we're 10 miles away. This is a bit crazy. So anyway, we come off the main road and turn down this track and go into what is a farm, basically. And it says, welcome to Beaune. And my sat-nav said, you have arrived at your destination. And we were
It
at
was
Beaune.
a very tiny little village.
Tiny little well, it wasn't even a village. It was literally a farm with about 3 or 4 buildings.
Yeah, and we thought, this isn't right.
So it was not right at all. So we turned around, went back up to the main road. I typed into my sat-nav again, and there were 2 options for Beaune. And we had typed in the wrong one.
It was the same spelling.
Same
so
spelling.
it
There's
was the
2
same spelling.
bones.
But we didn't realise that one was this tiny village, and then the
Yeah.
other one was this sort of much larger, hustling, bustling place
So-
with lots of wine shops and things.
So we were 270 miles away from the actual Beaune. So we weren't going to drive that because it was getting late that time. The sun was going
getting
down.
about 4 or 5 o'clock. Ella was obviously quite tired because, bearing in mind, she was still only 1. She'd just turned 1. But then I remember she was crying and crying and crying in the back. So we just thought we just got to find somewhere to stay where we are.
So we went into booking.com and Kelly just found the closest sort of accommodation that we could
Which
find
turned
at
out
the
to be
time.
a gîte.
A little gîte in a medieval village just outside, what was it called?
Le
Puy.
Le Puy.
Le Puy,
Le
some
Puy
place on
in
Le Puy.
Valais.
That's it.
That's what it was called.
And we drove up to this place. I had to put my wing mirrors in because otherwise they'd have taken them off. That's how narrow the roads were between the buildings. We got to the top of this little tiny narrow cobbled street, parked the car, and it was this 15th century winery, wine press place, wasn't it?
Wine press.
And he was
yeah.
a bloke. He was a
He was an upholsterer.
an upholsterer
actually.
called
yeah,
Tapissier,
yeah,
wasn't
very traditional upholstery and everything.
yeah, it was tremendous.
But they'd obviously got hold of this place and done it up, so they kept a lot of the old walls and things, but then restored and built new stuff to make it a home. And then they had this, room attached to it, a couple of rooms actually, that you could obviously stay at. So luckily they were so lovely, so welcoming. They didn't even have our booking until after we'd got there, and they said, "Oh, it's come through now." Da da da.
Oh, it was amazing.
It
Absolutely fabulous.
was really, really
amazing.
nice.
We said to him, because we're in the middle of nowhere, he said, where can we eat? He said, we'll be going to town, it's about a 10-minute drive. There's some restaurants. He said, do you like nice food? And we said, oh, yeah, we like nice food. He said, okay, I'll book you in. So he booked us into this restaurant, and he told us the address, and we drive there, and he booked us into a Michelin star restaurant with Ella.
Yeah.
And
We did say we've got obviously her with us. He said, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine."
So, and we went to this wonderful, and it was not expensive either, was it?
No, it was one of the most
Amazing.
delicious meals,
It was
and
fabulous.
they were wonderful with Ella. She got a little bit, because again she was tired, so she got a little bit crying, all that, so everything was fine. They were very accommodating.
Oh, it was
weren't they?
amazing,
And
amazing. So by making that massive mistake, we did go to Beaune eventually in the end, and we saved an
Went the
extra
next
day.
day.
And Beaune was tremendous, fabulous. But I had this wonderful day in this little hamlet in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of France. So it was so good. We went back properly and officially.
And we actually booked it.
Booked it the next
Yeah.
year as well. It was amazing.
It was such a lovely little
Amazing.
town, wasn't it?
Mm,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
I'd
So-
go back there actually. Out of all the places we've been, I'd go back there for sure. And we'd stay in that place as well because they were so nice, so accommodating. And I think actually they just had one of their, I think he said he had his daughter's wedding there, and there were still flowers and things
Yeah, it
like
was
that
lovely, wasn't
hanging
it?
around. It was, yeah, really
in his
nice.
wonderful garden, he'd have no problem at this
Lovely
time of year.
garden, all growing their own vegetables, all that
He'd
sort
have no
of
trouble,
thing.
would he? With
What's
the
that?
virus.
Oh,
He's on
no.
lockdown. He's fine.
No.
Absolutely fine. He's got wine.
Yeah.
He's got all his own vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Le Puy in Valais. That's a nice little village where you can go and stay.
Yeah.
If you ever want to go and stay there.
Any more questions? That's it, isn't it?
I don't think there's any more
Heather
questions.
Parsons has said, hello, Heather Parsons.
Hello, Heather. Michelle Chapman.
Hello, Michelle Chapman.
How did the ballet class go yesterday?
I've already
for
answered
Ella?
that.
Oh, you have.
I
Yeah.
said it was tremendous, and
Yeah.
I'll share some pictures of her posture
Yeah.
because on
Yeah.
our Dizzyfeet page.
I was really surprised because when Ella goes to ballet, we don't get to watch. So you drop them off and you just wait outside, which is quite normal for ballet, of course. And yeah, it was quite a treat to see her actually doing the moves and properly engaging with the teacher and watching and all of that. Because whenever, I mean, we've dabbled with trying to teach her bits, but we've never pushed her. She's not interested, you know, so she just messes around and all that sort of thing. So I always sort of think, oh, she's just, you know, messing around either because it's us or she's not really into it. But she's really into the ballet, it seems, which is nice. I like.
Yeah, it's good for her to have something to focus on. We both
And
did as children, didn't we? So,
it's different from what we do, which is good for us as well.
yeah, I don't really want her necessarily to do what we do.
No.
Although it would be easy, wouldn't it? Oh, I can't be bothered to do the class tonight, Ella. Can you go off and do it for me, please? Those students, I don't like them. Can you go and teach them, Ella, please? Especially that Linda Bloomer. Although, actually, Ella's going to be as tall as Linda soon. Mm-hmm. She will, won't she?
She's getting really tall. She's right up to my waist now. Yeah. Probably a little bit taller than that now. So yeah, she's really shooting up.
Yeah, but you've only got little legs.
No, I don't. That told him.
I always say you've got little legs.
I know you always say it, but it's not true.
I know. Is this it? No more?
I think, is everyone gone?
Everyone just...
Has everyone left us? Or are there no questions? Are you all bored now? Hearing us waffle on?
Nothing. What's the ballroom dance scene in France like? Not very good, to be honest. It's not anywhere near quite as big as it is here or the rest of Europe. There are some couples, but not very many. When I was younger, I did a lot of dancing in in France. When I was a young youth, so between 16 and 20 sort of age. But there's not a great deal. The scene's not quite like it is here. And they've got some social dancing, but they've got their own sort of styles of social dancing. I think Le Rock is pretty big out there. But there's not loads of French dancers coming through.
Not in competitive
world
and
at all,
stuff.
really.
There's a few, but yeah, there's not very many.
Yeah, it's not very many at all, really. No, so if you're the champion of France, you're doing all right.
Show us the pictures of Ella. Oh, I don't know how.
Well, now?
Now? Answer quickly.
I can do that. I can do that,
Can you
actually.
do that?
But I have to be doing it while you're talking to them.
What do you mean?
I can do it. I can put them on screen.
Well, as long as
I
I've
can
got
do
something
it.
to
I
talk
can do
about,
it.
that's fine. How did
do
you
it.
find Matteo and Jessica? You can answer that question, can't you?
What, you want me to do this or not?
Yeah, go on then. Hello, she's here. Oh, what do you want? You want something for your hands? Why is that?
Because I finished my champagne and I
You're not supposed to say that.
actually I finished my champagne. I finished my champagne and I put it out in the kitchen. That's why
But why do you want this? See, Ella's being very virus conscious and wants some antibacterial gel, but you've not been anywhere, so you should be fine.
I've touched
Okay, I'll give you some anyway, shall I?
Mm-hmm.
You can just wash them in your little toilet as well.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
This is great television, everyone. Isn't it? It's great telly.
Ah! Antibacterial gel all over me.
If anyone wants any antibacterial gel, we're selling this one. It's only been used a couple of times.
It's
half
worth
full or
about
so.
£5,000.
Yeah, I was going to say 1,000, but £5,000. We'll start the pudding at £5,000.
You have to put some on.
Me, I will in a minute, darling.
Yeah, you won't get the full bottle. You might get about that much left.
Yeah.
So there's how do you find Matteo and Jessica? James met Matteo and Jessica in Singapore. So just kind of by coincidence, they were both working in Singapore.
There we go, everyone. I think you can see that.
That's Ella.
I'll just resize that.
doing
Look at that
some
fabulous posture.
ballet.
Can
You
you see
were
that
standing
picture?
up very beautifully, weren't you?
I was. I'm still rubbing the hand, Ellen.
All right.
So, yes, tremendous posture. Tremendous posture for the little girl. Isn't it? Look at the chest. Sternum up, base of the spine back, head positioned beautifully over the feet. Yes, marvellous.
Bless her.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so Mateo and Jessica, James met them in Singapore.
I did.
That's how we got to know them.
Mm.
And then...
Because I was teaching the same lady, I was teaching one lady ballroom and he was teaching the same lady Latin. And she was talking to me about their situation in Sicily, and they had nothing in Sicily and they were really struggling and that sort of thing. So I thought, well, let's see if we can create an opportunity for them over here with us. And so that's what we did. So their work is growing, obviously. It's hit a bit of a downturn now.
Has been until now.
It's been really tough for them now, especially for them because they haven't even been in the country long enough to be able to claim for anything either.
No, it's very difficult for them because they've only just started. So, they only recently were able to get a bank account.
Yeah.
So for them to be able to prove their income and things like that, it's really tough at the moment because they haven't got enough.
So they can't even get any kind of benefit while they're here. Nothing at all.
Yeah, it's not great.
So it's tough for them.
Not great.
So if you want to join their classes and help in any way you can, then I'm
Yeah.
sure they'd appreciate
They
that.
would really, really appreciate it.
They're struggling at the moment. Give it a couple of months, we might be destitute as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ella, can I sell you to the highest bidder? No?
Yeah, that's right. Hit him, Ella. Hit him quite hard.
Don't.
I shouldn't say that because
she's-
she is actually quite
She's
aggressive.
quite aggressive. Stop it.
That's enough. That's
Okay,
enough.
you're going to join in?
No.
Say hello to everyone. What would you consider to be your best result whilst competing
There's
together?
My fish and chips coming.
In a minute.
Soon. Down you get.
37th at the British Championships, I would say.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Daddy, when is my fish and
That's
chips
not the. I mean, we were
coming?
second quite a few times. So we were second in Australia.
We were second at the Australian Open twice. We were second at the All England Championships.
Yeah.
Missed out by 1 mark. What else?
I don't know,
That's
but
it,
the British is obviously the one that people want to do well at. So because it's the hardest competition.
Yeah. Third at the UK Championships, National Championships, and then 5th at the British National Championships. That was pretty good. I suppose that was a tough year when we were 5th. Actually, it was really tough.
Yeah, it was because there was a lot of really
The best,
high
the best
standard
ones involved,
dancers around. Yeah.
But we only had a 4-year professional career, which is
It's
nothing.
really short, really
Nothing at all.
short.
So
Looking
really,
back now,
we should never have stopped. We should have just had Ella and then gone back. Really.
That should have been the plan, but we
But
didn't.
money. It literally was all about money because we just didn't have any at all.
So that was
Yeah.
that question. We don't seem to be answering any questions very straight, do we? There's always like a tangent.
Well, that's all right. It makes it
that
interesting.
they
doesn't
go
it?
on.
Makes it interesting.
We've definitely lost people.
I know, but they're bored, aren't they? They've got other things to do. They don't just sit and listen to
Really?
us waffle on, do they?
How's Doris? Oh, Doris is.
She's pain
I
in the
think
neck.
Doris is
Pain
sick.
in the neck.
No, I think Doris is sick of us
Because we're here all the time.
because we're here all the time now, and I think we're invading her space. Yeah, so she's mostly spending the time either on the bed or under the bed. Today she tried to sneak out into the garden when I was out there, but I wouldn't let her because, like I say, I'm worried that she'll kill some birds if I let her out. Because she's very interested in them.
I want to take her out on a lead.
I'll take her out on a lead. Yes, we've got to get a lead.
I know. I took Ella to the. We went for a walk in the park the other day, and there was a man walking his cat on a lead, and this cat was enormous. Enormous.
I didn't see it. I wasn't there.
Massive. I can't describe how massive it was. Literally massive. Yeah.
We're off to eat now. Enjoy the fizz.
Cheers, Ange.
That's why. See, people are off to eat. So if we if we'd have started at 7:30, you wouldn't be watching us, would you?
No, exactly. See, so we've done pre-dinner drinks.
Pre-dinner drinks.
Jinx.
Drinks. I've only had
Pre-dinner
one.
drinks. Pre-dinner drinks.
All right, that's enough.
Oh, that's enough. Yeah.
Right. So are we ready to sign off? Do you think?
Well, I don't know. Any last comments?
Comments?
Any last words?
Shut up. Go away.
Yeah.
Hello, Ella again. I think we're pretty much there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Someone sent me.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, that looks like Banksy.
Yes. Yeah. We'll look at that later.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty good. My glass is empty.
Yes, says mine. Yeah. So we won't be back now until... Well, we're going to be back tomorrow morning to do our exercise routine. I think we're going to have Sunday off. So Sunday we're not going to have any exercise routine with you.
You can have a rest day.
I might devise a Latin programme for us to do. Might spend Sunday doing that. And then we can launch that on Monday morning.
I think
maybe.
as well there's some other slightly more dance-specific exercises we can start to do as well for the waltz and for the ballroom as well. You know, just some like little basic actions that we can work on. So keeps your dancing ticking over somewhat whilst we can't do very much. And we are bearing in mind, obviously, we've got a small house, so we don't have a lot of space to do these things. So we're keeping things quite small so that hopefully then everyone can do it at home. You know, nothing that moves around too much.
Got some new lenses coming as well, haven't we, that I can attach to the phone.
He's purchased some lenses, even though we don't have any money.
Well, they were very cheap. They were very cheap.
Okay,
So
fine.
what it will do is give us a wide angle so that we can, in a small space, I can still do things to show you, you know, what to do. Might have to clear the dining room out to do it though.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, you know.
Anyway, so we're going to keep working on
Yes.
coming up with things for you to do at home, dance-wise.
Yep.
I'm here and find little Ella delightful and, as you say, such good posture. Thank you. She's delightful most of the time, but she can get quite stroppy. Yeah, she's got quite a... When are you next on for a chat?
Or we can have a private chat, Alan, if you want. You just give me a call.
Whenever you want us, really, because it's not
Yeah.
like we've got that many commitments
No.
at the moment.
We're not going to be on tomorrow, I don't think. Tomorrow morning, of course, 10:30 for your exercise if you want to join us. I'm going to put a poll on the website, on the Facebook page, sorry, to see which one of us you want us to do. I'll say that again.
How about we just like alternate it or something? Just make it simple.
Well, no, I've done 2 on the trot.
So
It's like when we take Ella to bed. When Ella goes to bed, she has to have 2 nights one, 2 nights the other. So I've done 2 mornings. It's your turn to do 2 mornings.
I wasn't happy about doing this morning.
You did very well. I thought you were excellent.
I don't really like
I
it.
liked your T-shirt, Kel. Where did that come from?
I think you came up with that.
I
one.
did come up with that.
James
idea, yeah.
created it.
And the T-shirt I was wearing last night as well, the Wapacha T-shirt. That's one of our little designs as well. We've got some of those for sale if anyone's interested. We've got some Wapacha T-shirts, CBMP T-shirts and Corte T-shirts. So it's Corte on the front and back Corte on the back.
If you want some t-shirts, put in an order and maybe we'll go and order some. I don't
Yeah.
know when they'll come because I don't know if they're
Oh, I'm sure we could get some.
still supplying.
We've got
that sort of
some.
thing
We have
to
some
them.
in stock.
We have a few in stock.
So if
So,
you want a
if you want
Dizzyfeet
one.
T-shirt, they're wonderful quality. The Wapacha one I was wearing yesterday, I've worn it loads of times, and it's still just as good as when I first got it. So none of the print isn't coming off or anything. It's marvellous, actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
there
Let
we
us
go.
know if you want a t-shirt.
Yeah,
We'll see what
Dizzyfeet
we've got,
T-shirts.
and then if we have to order any more, we can.
We can. I'm going
As
to come
long
up with
as-
some new designs as well.
People want to buy them. How much for the t-shirts? £1,000.
They are £20.
Joking.
They are £20 each.
We have a couple that walk their cat on the seafront.
Sweet.
It's weird, isn't it, to think of a cat being walked, but I can
I don't
understand.
know why it's any different to a dog, really.
It's not, especially if
Really?
they are a house cat.
I know dogs need exercise in a different way. They have to, because they're energetic animals, aren't they? But
Cats don't necessarily need as much, do
no,
they?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but Doris is very, very interested in the birds. She watches them in the window, so I do fear if I just let her out, she'll kill some.
Hello, Sherilyn. And
She'll bring them in.
Russell says he's back. Hello, back. Yes, sweetheart.
There's my fish and chips.
It'll be
They're
here
coming.
momentarily.
We have food coming soon.
Just come and sit here. Come and sit here, because people wanted to speak to you anyway. Does anyone have a question to ask Ella? Anyone have anything to ask Ella before we go? The last question will be for Ella. Anyone?
No new questions.
Might take a moment, you see, because they're on a slight delay.
We are on a slight delay, so when we ask something, it takes a little while for your questions to come through to us.
Ella, have you got any questions you could ask Mummy and Daddy? No?
No.
No? Are you enjoying your time off, Ella?
Yes.
Why are you enjoying your time off?
Because I get to do whatever I want at home.
Well, not completely whatever you want.
Ella,
So,
are you getting bored during the days now you're not at school?
are you getting bored, Ella?
Are you getting bored?
No.
So why are you not getting bored?
Are we giving you lots of work to do?
Yes.
To what?
Too much.
Too much work? You're not now because you're on school holidays, but we do have lots of work still to do. The school have given us so much work, actually.
So not only did we have to worry about trying to keep things ticking over in terms of the business side of things and a home and being here all the time, but pretty much have to be school teachers as well.
Yeah, which is not my thing.
Yes, tough.
So,
There's so much.
Ella, who is better at helping you with schoolwork, mummy or daddy?
Mummy.
Mummy.
Okay.
To be honest, I've been the one doing it the most.
Why?
So.
Why do you say that?
What did I just do?
Why is mummy
you
better?
two clash.
Why is mummy better?
You two clash because you're so cross with each other all the time.
It's because
They're too similar.
We're the same, you
They're
see.
too
We're one of the
similar.
same.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
We're the same.
See?
I want to team up with Mummy.
That's not what you told me last night. You said you wanted to team daddy.
I want to team up with Mummy. And now I have to.
She's been a bit of a mummy's girl today.
Now I have to. Mummy, now you have to do stuff to Daddy. And now I'm not going to do stuff.
Someone's putting an order for dancing shoes.
Marvellous. Okay, no problem,
Okay.
Gillian. We'll sort that out. If you could drop that to us in an
Email would be best.
that'd be the best thing, and we can get that
Yeah.
sorted for you ready. For
Because
it all
otherwise,
starts
on
again.
a message like that, we might lose it and forget and all that sort of thing. So an email is always best.
Julie Harris, are you looking forward to the Easter Bunny, Ella? But the Easter, well, you can't come out. Social distancing. The Easter Bunny's not allowed out, surely. Are you looking forward to the Easter
Who
Bunny?
is
Yes.
the Easter Bunny?
It's a really big rabbit and he hops on the ground.
He's a really big rabbit and he hops on the ground. Okay.
Look at
What is-
that
Does he bring? He brings boiled eggs, doesn't he?
one. No.
What does he bring?
Hollow eggs.
Easter eggs!
What are Easter eggs made of?
Oh, marvellous.
Chocolate.
Are you sure? They're not just shells.
You don't like chocolate, though, do you?
Only when it's nice chocolate. She only likes Lindt chocolate.
I wonder why that is.
I also like black chocolate, but I
No,
don't
you
like.
don't.
I only like.
You like brown chocolate, which is milk chocolate. And you only like it when it's a Lindt. Or something like that.
Because put your tongue away. It's ridiculous.
You'll get sore lips doing that.
I'm licking my lips.
Don't.
I'll turn the camera off so you can't see. That's enough. Right. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye to everyone now.
Shall we say bye-bye?
Say bye-bye, Ella.
Bye bye, Ella.
Fish and
Bye-bye,
chips. Go and get the food.
Fish
Go and get the food. Go and
Okay,
get the
so
food.
Yeah.
good evening, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Have a nice evening.
Stay well.
Stay well, stay healthy.
Stay out of trouble.
See you in the morning for the workout if you're joining us at 10:30. If not, we'll see you again on sometime next week. Keep checking the Facebook page to know when we're going to be online again. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, we're still there. We're still there. Bye.